in the heart of the whispering woods, where the trees danced gently in the breeze and sunlight filtered through the vibrant leaves, a group of animal friends was buzzing with excitement. This forest was alive with color and sound, a magical place where the rustle of leaves whispered secrets and the flowers bloomed in every shade imaginable. Each day brought new adventures, but today was special. Today, they would embark on the Great Fruit Quest. The leader of this merry band was Benny the Bunny, a small, energetic creature with big, floppy ears and a heart full of dreams. Benny had heard tales of a golden mango that grew in the deepest part of the forest, a fruit so sweet that it could make anyone smile. His little nose twitched with anticipation as he gathered his friends together at their favorite meeting spot near the old oak tree. "Friends, today is the day," Benny exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "We're going to find the golden mango. Who's with me?" The group cheered, their voices echoing through the woods. There was Clara the chicken, who was always clucking with excitement, Leo the lion, who was brave but sometimes a little too proud, and Bella the butterfly, who fluttered around with a grace that made everyone smile. Then there was Oliver the owl, wise and thoughtful, and last but not least, Buff the buffalo, strong and dependable, who always seemed to know just what to do. As they set off, Benny led the way, hopping eagerly down the winding path. The forest was filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sounds of chirping birds. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon a patch of wild strawberries, their bright red color gleaming in the sunlight. "Look at these!" Clara clucked, pecking at the strawberries. "They're delicious! Save some for later," Benny said, reminding everyone of their quest. "We need to keep our energy up for the mango." Just then, Buff, who had been sniffing the air, announced, "I smell bananas! Over there!" He pointed with his massive hoof towards a cluster of banana trees. The friends hurried over, their hearts racing with excitement. Buff was right. The bananas hung in bunches, bright and inviting. "Let's pick some!" Leo roared, his voice booming with enthusiasm. But Clara, who was always a bit too curious, decided to jump into the nearby stream to get a better view of the bananas. "Clara, wait!" Oliver hooted, but it was too late. Clara leaped into the water with a splash, sending ripples across the surface. She flapped her wings, trying to stay afloat, but the current was stronger than she expected. "Help!" she squawked, flapping her wings frantically. The friends rushed to the edge of the stream, their hearts pounding with worry. "Hold on, Clara, we're coming!" Benny shouted, his voice filled with determination. Buff, with his strength, leaned over to reach Clara, but the slippery rocks made it difficult. "Let me try!" Bella fluttered down, her delicate wings shimmering in the sunlight. She flew close to Clara, encouraging her. "Just keep swimming, Clara. We're right here." With Bella's encouragement, Clara managed to paddle closer to the shore. Just as she reached the edge, Leo stretched out his paw. "Grab on!" he roared. Clara clutched Leo's paw with all her might, and with a mighty heave, he pulled her to safety. "Phew! That was close!" Clara gasped, shaking off the water. "Thanks, everyone. I should have listened to you." Benny smiled. "It's okay, Clara. We're just glad you're safe. Teamwork is what makes us strong." "I see, Buff." Soon, with Clara back on solid ground, the friends continued their quest. They ventured deeper into the forest, their spirits high. But soon they stumbled upon a daunting challenge. A loud rustling came from the bushes, and out stepped a huge gorilla, his eyes glinting with mischief. "Who dares to enter my territory?" The gorilla bellowed, flexing his muscles. The friends froze, fear gripping their hearts. "What do we do?" Leo whispered, his bravado fading. "Stay calm," Oliver advised, his wise eyes scanning the situation. "We need to think of a plan." Just then, Buff, ever the brave one, stepped forward. "We're just looking for the golden mango. We mean no harm." The gorilla laughed, a deep, rumbling sound. "The mango? You'll never find it. It's mine!" With a swift motion, he reached out and grabbed Buff, lifting him off the ground. "Buff!" Benny cried, his heart racing. "We have to help him! Everyone together!" Oliver instructed. "On the count of 3, we'll distract him." Benny, Clara, Leo, and Bella huddled together, their hearts pounding in unison. 1, 2, 3! White! They shouted, creating a cacophony of noise. Clara flapped her wings, Bella whirled around in circles, and Leo roared as loudly as he could. The gorilla, confused by the sudden commotion, turned his attention away from Buff. Just then, a shadow swooped down from above. It was Ella the eagle, soaring gracefully through the sky. With a fierce cry, she swooped down and landed beside the friends. "Let him go!" Ella commanded, her voice strong and unwavering. The gorilla, startled by the sudden arrival of the eagle, hesitated. In that moment of distraction, Buff managed to wriggle free and tumble to the ground. The friends quickly gathered around him, their hearts racing with relief. "Thank you, Ella!" Benny exclaimed, his voice filled with gratitude. "We couldn't have done it without you." "Mosnyai, they need." Ella smiled, her feathers glistening in the sunlight. "Teamwork is powerful, isn't it?" she said, looking at each of her friends. "Together you can face any challenge." With the gorilla retreating into the bushes, the friends felt a renewed sense of determination. They continued their journey, their spirits lifted. As they walked, they came upon a group of penguins by a small pond, engaged in a fishing contest. "Look at them!" Clara clucked, giggling. "They're so funny!" The penguins were waddling around, trying to catch fish with their beaks, but it was clear they were struggling. Each time one penguin caught a fish, another would accidentally bump into him, causing a splash and sending the fish darting away. "Hey, penguins!" Benny called out. "Need some help?" One of the penguins, who was wearing a little red scarf, waddled over. "We're trying to catch fish, but we keep messing up," he said, flapping his flippers in frustration. "Why don't you work together?" Bella suggested, fluttering her wings. "If you combine your efforts, you'll have a better chance." The penguins looked at each other, their eyes brightening with the idea. They gathered in a circle and began to strategize. With Benny and his friends cheering them on, they decided to work as a team. They took turns diving into the water, splashing and calling out to each other, creating a fun and lively atmosphere. Before long, they were catching fish left and right. The pond was filled with laughter and joy as the penguins celebrated their teamwork. "Thank you, friends," the penguin in the red scarf said, beaming. "We couldn't have done it without your help." "Nessie?" "Indeed." With new friends made and spirits high, the group continued their quest for the golden mango. They navigated through the forest, their hearts full of hope. But soon, they encountered another challenge. A steep hill loomed ahead, and at the top, they could see the glimmer of golden fruit among the branches of a tall tree. "I can't climb that," Clara squawked, looking up at the daunting height. "It's too steep." Buff stepped forward, his strong legs ready to take on the challenge. "I'll help you all up," he declared. "Just follow my lead." With Buff's strength, they formed a chain. Buff climbed first, then Leo, followed by Benny, Clara, and Bella. They worked together, encouraging one another as they climbed higher. Just as they reached the top, they spotted the golden mango glistening in the sunlight. "We did it!" Benny shouted, his heart soaring with joy. But just as he reached for the mango, he heard a loud growl. The gorilla had returned, angrier than before. "You thought you could take my mango?" he roared, stepping closer. The friends huddled together, fear creeping back into their hearts. "Stay together!" Oliver hooted, his voice steady. "We can face him if we work as a team." As the gorilla advanced, Ella swooped down again, her wings spread wide. "You won't scare them," she cried, standing tall beside her friends. "They are not alone." With courage in their hearts, the friends rallied together. "We won't let you take our dreams," Benny shouted, stepping forward. "We believe in each other." The gorilla, taken aback by their bravery, paused. The sight of the united group made him reconsider. He looked at the friends, their determination shining bright, and slowly backed away. Maybe I don't want to fight," he grumbled, turning to leave. As the gorilla disappeared into the woods, the friends cheered, their hearts filled with triumph. Benny reached up and plucked the golden mango from the tree. "We did it!" he exclaimed, holding the fruit high. With laughter and joy, they made their way back down the hill, their hearts light with the thrill of adventure. As they reached the bottom, they gathered in a circle. the golden mango shining between them. "Let's celebrate," Buff said, his eyes sparkling. "We've learned so much today." Benny nodded, his heart swelling with pride. "We learned about teamwork, about listening to each other, and about helping our friends. Each of us is strong in our own way." Just then, they heard a loud trumpet sound. It was Ellie the elephant, who had been watching from afar. "I heard about your quest and wanted to join the celebration." "Aye," she said, her voice warm and friendly. With Ellie's arrival, the celebration grew even more joyous. They shared the golden mango, each taking a bite and savoring its sweetness. Laughter filled the air as they recounted their adventures, each story more exciting than the last. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Benny looked at his friends, his heart full. "Today was amazing. We faced challenges and helped each other. We are true forest friends." And so, in the heart of the whispering woods, surrounded by laughter and the warmth of friendship, the animal friends celebrated their day of adventure. They had learned that together, they could conquer any challenge, listen to one another, and help each other grow stronger. As the stars twinkled above, they knew that their bond was unbreakable, and their adventures were just beginning. The Great Fruit Quest was not just about finding a mango. It was about discovering the power of friendship and the magic of working together.